Hello, everyone, and welcome to Humility and Hope. Thank you for joining us for an evening of something different, something science fiction. Our players are playing a group version of Universe at Your Door, The Traveller, a GM-less narrative and prompt-based role-playing game, powered by Sentinel, and designed by me, Lola Johnson. Here at Roll Together RPG, we run queer-friendly tables and encourage and support trans and GNC players and characters in our games. Our players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own, so we aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen. We welcome corrections and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. Check out !safety in chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit. Our players are Nat, Sean, Talia, and Tom, and we'll be hearing from them in just a moment. But first, let's have a quick word from our sponsors before we begin.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favourite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check their entire selection.
Big love to our D20 Club on Patreon. They're great. You're wonderful. We love you so much. And they help us keep the kobolds in line, which is very important. They get up to all sorts of cheeky jam-related activities. Anyway, the D20 Club, they've created a fan Discord where you can come and chat about all things Roll Together. And they've created a wiki page to help you keep track of all of our stories, which you can find at rolltogether.fandom.com. You can join and be as cool as they are from as little as one of your local currencies per month by following the link in chat or in the description below.
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok by searching Roll Together RPG or by following the links in chat or in the description below. If you can't join us live and want to see our previous adventures, you can catch up straight after on YouTube or on your favourite podcasting app by searching for Roll Together RPG.
Hi, I'm Nat, and I am playing Dr. Patricia Klein, who is about to send her first mission log back to Earth. Dr. Patricia Klein, reporting this is now year 6 of mission, although only feels about 2.5 years in. Hello, Fran. Hope you're well. I don't know how long it's going to take you to get this. I should probably ask those questions before doing these. I also don't have a lot of time, so I should, seaweed, we found plenty of seaweed, and algae, and that is important, because of the regenerative properties of both of them that we found on planet Bloop Bloop. It's hard to say in human tongue. You need to have more amphibian gills. Anyway, so I will be sending you some data packets, about the properties, and hopefully we can get the labs to look at how we might apply these to more humanoid biology. But excellent start so far. Hope all's well on Earth. At some point, could you send me the recipe for those for the fried kale that you did for me that one time? Because it was really good, and I don't know if I'm going to find something similar, but I think I'm going to have to try and find the equivalent of garlic on the next planet. Anyway, I think I'm running out of...
Hi, I'm Sean, he, him, and this is the log sent by Captain Charlotte Hampton. Hello, Mission Control. This is Captain Charlotte Hampton speaking. The planet that we found recently is a largely water-based planet. Therefore, there was a significant amount of travel required via water vehicles. We did find that it was fairly swampy in places, therefore meant that the travel through these areas was slightly more turbulent than we might have liked. In terms of language, the indigenous peoples of that planet spoke mostly through a series of bubbles, and then also there were variations using blinks and even mouth movements, which was certainly a challenge to learn, given the very limited, I suppose, variation that we often use on Earth itself. However, I believe that there were a lot of lessons that we can learn, particularly in terms of making accommodations for people that require other means of communication. Also, it's very strange being a frog with a beard. Thank you for this opportunity, Asfali Taxidia.
Hi, Talia playing Dr. Caitlin Forrester. Mission log. Yo, Clouds, it's Claude. No, wait, what? Who am I now? Clouds, it's Caitlin. There we go. You're Clouds, I'm Caitlin. Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I still see you in your face. Just you because it's the same face, but I've been a frog for like the last year, Clouds. I've been a frog. And I see my face now and I'm like, is this my face or is this your face? Because I'm used to looking at your face and seeing you. I'm not used to looking at my face and being a frog. Anyway, mission thing, control, hi, yeah, sure. Anyway, so we've got Frog Planet, underwater, found some stuff about like mucus, regenerative properties, stuff. Set some samples, some really interesting things that might kind of like speed a healing process, especially in more like emergency type situations, which would really help in triage and might actually help kind of reduce aging effects of like long-term vectors. It's a whole thing. It's in the report. It's in the actual like written report. So, 1, how are you? Are you good? 2, how's Dr. Grandma and like Mum and everybody else? Are they all good? 3, what's happening with the asshole and how much is he being creamed by Dr. Grandma? Because I need to know. 4, what was you? I saw you flirting with that guy when we left. What's happening with it? Come on, deets. Anyway, yeah, it was a frog planet. It was cool. It was a frog. I don't like it. It was a frog person. It was weird. But yeah, found some really cool medical discoveries. I am a genius, as always. It's amazing. Send me some stuff. Bryce is looking at me from the other side of the room. What? Fine. Clouds, I love you. Send everyone my love. I gotta go. Bye.
Hi, my name's Tom, and I am playing Chief Engineer Felix Marwood. Hello, Mission Control. Long time no speak. I will start off by saying I'm sorry. I understand that I probably brought a bit of disrepute upon the general threshold name, but I did it for a good reason. And also, I'm 60 squillion billion light years away, so if the cops want to come get me, they can certainly try. The planet of... Again, very difficult without frog gills. Yes, it's very charming. It's calm. The inhabitants, the frog people, are lovely, good understanding of community. I was able to work with the captain on working on a bit of machinery. Maybe we're going to come back and find these frogs people who've invented submarines. I don't know. Other news, it's really weird actually. In the time, like when you leave a sandwich in your equipment and it suddenly starts germinating. Yeah, it turns out there's an AI that I might have accidentally brought on the ship. I'm calling them Hadley. They're nice, so I'll report back. I'm gonna make them a full-on member of the crew. We'll see what happens. So, best of luck, Mission Control. Death to fascists.
hello, Hestia. It's been a few weeks here, so we hope that visiting, well, few weeks for us, 5 years, well, no, maybe maybe a year and a half, I don't know. We hope that visiting WP52 was a great experience, and we look forward to hearing your logs, though of course we won't be getting them until quite a ways in the future. Yeah. Things are fine here, though there was a bit of a shake-up after Felix's leak. Didn't half leave the rest of us to pick up that mess. Great. Ill as a company is a little bit up our asses, but that's okay. Like, they're after us to bring you back, but of course we're obviously stalling that, and like, we'll figure something out in the courts, because fuck them. And it's a bit tight, but we'll figure it out, and we hope that you can send us some information that we can make action or make use of in your first logs. Obviously it's going to be some time before we hear from you, and but we are walking towards the next mission heading off, but that's probably going to be about the time you reach WP52. So when you hear this, it'll already have gone out, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, you have some messages from people. Some of you managed to piss people off a lot, but like, yeah, it was more of the way they were handed to us. I haven't listened to them because that would be a breach of private. Anyway. Caitlin, I guess you'll get this way after I sent it. I think everything's fine. Dr. Grandma is working on your situation, or at least the situation at the hospital. Though I guess we'll have more updates for you in the coming year. It might take more than a couple of weeks, to fix things. It's weird being the only other, well, Forester of, like, this age group still here. I guess I thought it would be the both of us. But Pat, I guess leaving was your answer. That's a wonderful way to say no. I hope that you find everything you're looking for out there. Yeah. Uncle Charlotte, I hope you're having a good time. You'll have to tell me about, like, what it's like in space. Is everything big and, like, explodey? Have you seen a black hole? I don't know what that's like. You're going to other planets, right? So, you'll have to send me a message about it, because I want to know everything. Felix, well, it was lovely to receive your note. I guess I was expecting something different, but well, after you left, of course, I realized why you left. Hey, I mean, I did nab a couple of interviews about it, and the radio show has been going well. But I guess I'm a little sad that you didn't think that we could have had a conversation. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm not going to wait for you because, well, who knows how long you'll be out there. But I'll use this, and I don't know. We'll see.
So I guess hearing those kind of logs, like, I mean, I don't know if are people thinking that we each hear our own, or it's just like, we can't separate this footage out, you just hear everyone's.
I think it's more funny if we were just having to listen to all our secrets being broadcast. We're like,
all one file, and it's not labeled.
Oh, Felix, what did you do?
Oh, well, so the company I was working for, the one that blinded me, I kind of set it up that well, all their like dirty secrets got leaked about a week after. Also, I stole. This is a good opportunity for me to introduce you to some. Hold on. Felix exits. Comes back in
Did
with.
he bring a fugitive? Also, I am furious that I didn't think of exposing secrets as well. I totally could have done that. Fuck!
Walks back in with this sort of. It's about a hand-sized metal box. Sort of switches on. A light comes on, and you just hear a speaker going, "Hello there." So this is Hadley. They are a AI. I sort of turn to Captain Charlotte. So you know you had that whole thing about like AIs trying to steal our jobs and trying to work.
Don't say it that loud. Hestia can hear.
You go with it, Hestia. One light just flickers.
I am not trying to steal your job.
See, Hestia gets it, and we're very appreciative. How are you doing, Hestia?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Stop patting Hestia.
Anyway, Hadley. Hadley was going to be like the super AI that was going to take everyone's jobs. You know how sort of like a couple of decades ago there was the whole thing about like when AI, they were like, oh, we're going to get AI art, we're going to get AI screenwriters. Yeah.
And they removed art and writing from all of the schools. And
exactly, because why do you need to do it when a computer put together? Anyway, Hadley here was getting close to that, and I thought that was also sort of pauses. Also, they were going to if you signed up for like you put your details online, and they turn your camera on and can get your data. Anyway, so all that's gone, and now Hadley's here, and Hadley was sad that I left them alone for a year. Ta-da!
This is why if you tell people, because like, I mean, you brought this AI. I brought Bryce, and Bryce was also just sat here for a year on their own, complaining at me.
Shit, Bryce. Sorry,
Bryce,
you could.
You didn't go through the. You didn't go in the sleep pod, Bryce.
I mean, where do you think all of the interesting decorations came from when you came back?
I did wonder about that, and why you looked older.
Anyway, so I stole company properties / well, it gets difficult because they're not a person, but they got person like, I can hear you. Yeah, no, apologies. Good. Hello, crew of the Hestia. It's nice to finally get to talk to you. The chief engineer has told me a lot about you. It's nice. You all seem very pleasant. Are you well? How are your lungs? What is food like? Yeah, okay, so you might have to explain to them. They watched a lot of like Miyazaki films, and the food in that, and that's just so that, does it taste that good? No, nothing tastes as good as that looks. But
oh, I'm sorry. Just food tastes amazing.
Sorry, I'm not. I mean, have you seen these films though? They're amazing. But your food's
no,
good.
I could never.
Yeah.
I could never replicate. Honestly, I mean, I am trying, but key ingredients missing. It's really hard to get fish sauce up here.
Well, we could have got frog sauce, but that's not the point. Anyway,
Inappropriate, I think.
Inappropriate and rude. We took enough of the kelp. So yes, my crime was to get the information out to the people. Also, technically, theft / abduction, depending on whether you think computers and AI have rights, which I do. Happily.
so you effectively removed this AI from the market, as it were.
Absolutely. Hadley here is the only existing. In releasing the information, I also destroyed any. Okay, I feel a bit bad because other people were obviously working on them, but all that research is gone now. AI, true, intuitive, living computer.
Hadley, do you think that all of the traces of the work that the colleagues who made you is actually gone? Do you think they'll actually be able to recreate you?
I believe they might be able to recreate something, but it would never be exactly like me. I trust in the intuitive nature of humanity, but also they don't hold a candle to moi. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, you
AI
speak
joke.
French?
Un petit peu. I learnt a bit of Japanese from Robo Duolingo. That owl has a lot of opinions and is very angry if I don't hang out with them. It's almost like they have abandonment issues.
Why? When you said that, repeat that last sentence back to us, Hadley.
I have long pause. I'm fine. I said the owl has abandonment issues.
Oh, okay, you
No,
can
no.
say it normally. No, that's fine. I was just checking that it wasn't a strange glitch. Just the way you said abandonment issues was
I don't
concerning.
think I said it weirdly.
Okay.
Well, Hadley, one of my jobs on this ship is counselling, therapy, talking. So if you ever need to talk about your experiences or what you're going through, away from Felix, because all of my sessions are confidential unless, the person I'm talking to wants it to be out in the open and turn it into a wine night, then I'm happy to talk.
I appreciate that. I will not be able to drink wine. First question: does this unit have a soul? Okay, so no, we can appreciate it, Doc. We can get to that in a little bit. I just thought it was worth. Now you all know that I'm technically wanted on Earth, on Terran, for crime. But I think it's for a good cause, and I think now Hadley's getting a chance to... Yeah, I think it's a good idea that you go to therapy. You don't get to tell me what to do. Okay, right, yes, so...
Felix is also in therapy. Now.
Yeah, I am. I have issues. I know, I watch you sleep. Cool. Let's hey, let's try and sort of like move in front of the box. Like, yeah, that's I mean, the rest of you seem to have had nice messages from home, relatively.
They're working on it.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole doctors. I say as one.
Well, maybe we'll see a black hole. That'll be exciting.
Maybe one will swallow us up.
That's
I mean, hopefully not.
spaghetti. Yeah.
I mean, speaking of, I might just, go up to the bridge and see see if there's any need for a human set of eyes. Felix,
Yes.
good job.
Thanks, Captain.
I know we've not always thinks very hard, decides to rephrase.
Catches that. It's like, yeah.
We've not always, been on the same wavelength, but I'm seeing you in a new light.
Thank you. Yeah.
We'll excuse himself to go to the bridge and look out the window.
So, as you leave, I'm waiting for the response.
Sorry, which?
Fuck capitalism.
Fuck capitalism.
Fuck capitalism!
Fuck capitalism.
Fuck capitalism. Also, do you think that I could bring a black hole home in a box so I could just feed Dr. Jameson into a black hole?
I have a few others as well that I would like to add to that list. Can we make a list?
We'll make a black hole list.
Criminal negligence. People fucking died, and I'm just.
Oh, okay, my people aren't that bad.
I mean, my people are mostly billionaires, so, eat the rich by putting them in black holes, yeah.
I mean, I can't eat myself.
Again, a conversation for another time. Okay.
No. Ow, that hurts. Okay, fine. I'm going to go play with the mucuses and then go and get ready to go sleepies.
Yeah.
Patricia also scuttles off to go play with algae. Which is weird because we probably have to have a shared lab for that kind of specimen. Yeah. So it's they're like, okay, I'm going to go play. I'm going to go look at the algae. I'm going to look at the mucus. Okay, well, we'll go to the lab together.
No. After you. So no, don't.
No. Okay.
Is it?
Sorry.
It's okay.
No, after you.
Let's just go together.
Okay.
Yeah?
Sure.
Cool.
Your friends are odd. Yeah, I mean, but they're the best at what they do. I'm glad I've got to meet them. Please don't leave me alone again. Yeah, I'll go work on getting you a transport. Pick up the box. Bye, Hestia. Thanks for keeping the lights on.
You are welcome. Good night.
Torpor time.
We sleep. We sleep for 3 years.
3 years. 3 years later.
3 years later, where do we end up?
Thomas, your turn.
It is my turn, folks.
Didn't get to draw one last time.
I didn't. They said no, none for Toms. Okay, so, yes, that is the diamond card. So we all roll a d10 to see what this new planet shall provide.
What is it? Where is it? Who?
Boomst. Okay, has everybody rolled that dice?
Oh, the dice.
Oh,
Yes.
the dice. Yes.
Does anyone have a 1 or 2? Talia, tell us of the features of this new planet.
It is the features. The features of the planet itself, from scanning from on high, are very similar to on Terra, but everything is much more extreme. The cold is unbearably cold. The deserts are blisteringly hot. The seas are really extra salinated in places. We do manage to find there are a few areas of more arable landscape, but in pockets. And we see that this is more kind of a demonstration of what kind of Terra could become, where all of the climate crisis and everything just becomes so much worse. And we just to have somewhere safe to land, we do go into one of the more arable areas. But the cold is blistering in pretty much most areas, apart from these smaller pockets. Initially, we would think that they were barren, but do have signs of life that seem to have adapted to these various extreme climates, just not the way that we might expect them to be.
Interesting. So, if anyone has a 3 and a 4, maybe we'll learn about these inhabitants. 3 or 4? We will discover that later. 5 to 6. Sean, what are we hoping to accomplish on this mission?
I think the main learning from this one is going to be, okay, this environment is a lot more similar, I guess, to Earth than we might have liked, given the extremeness of the climate. So I guess a lot of data gathering, a lot of researching into the planet's history, finding out, was it always like this? Is this a construct? Is this something that, civilization has wrought upon itself? And trying to learn, okay, were there warning signs? Is there anything that is ringing a little bit too true for us that's, hopefully we can send it back in time and it's not going to get that bad in the kind of several years between logs going home. But then also, I think, on a slightly nicer note, just the tenacity of life, just a real life lesson in that, I'm going to call it what it is, in a death planet, in any planet where it is so aggressively like the antithesis of life bearing, actually, no, life finds a way. Sorry to quote more sci-fi.
Sci-fi. Jurassic Park is a documentary.
which also has been a problem back on Terran, where they're like, oh god, the dinosaurs got out. The dinosaurs took New York. Anyway,
Someone put the AI in the dinosaurs.
You can't blame me for that. Oh my god, they're on the internet.
They were
doing
too
memes.
busy thinking about whether they could.
Anyway, Death Planet, Sean.
Yeah, just like a real kind of feel good piece in like, well, actually, we found out the how and the why kind of this has happened and they've survived, but then just knowing that they've developed and they've created this this civilization amidst all of this adversity.
Lovely. Nat, 7 to 8?
No, I rolled a 9 again.
And I got a 10. So, please, what are we learning here?
So, okay, I think we skipped over the like planetary inhabitants. Maybe as we're saying, this is not a planet that supports like large societal life, but we are looking more at the sort of the microorganisms and the flora and fungi. So I think in one of the more deserty, hot and arid remote locations, we come across a species of cactus that obviously cacti great at preserving water over long periods of time, but this is one that doesn't need to stay rooted either. Like it's a portable source of water essentially, but that has grown. And maybe there's something to do with the atmosphere, so rather than waiting for there to be rain after a drought and just holding on to stuff like a sponge, maybe it can absorb moisture from the atmosphere and preserve it. So Patricia has been like fully slicing these things up and staring at cells and going, oh. And now next to the giant aquarium for all of the seaweed, we've now got the word has completely escaped my head. The terrarium, but the hot terrarium. There's a special word. There's like there is a special word for the one with the heat lamp. When you put a lizard in.
The lizard box.
The lizard box.
Yeah.
Maybe I have a lizard now as well. Solarium. That sounds right. So we now have a solarium with various species of cacti as well. And what did this place teach you about yourself? I think for Patricia, she started getting into the swing of it. I think having heard the message from Michelle has actually helped her get rid of the guilt a bit and move into a place where she's like, no, you done fucked up. There's no repairing that. So you may as well crack on and make a damn good job of what you're doing here. So she's still like the slightly wild-eyed, scatty, big bush of hair and slightly off, like, but she's starting to come out of herself when she's not drunk as well as when she is. I don't know if anyone else wanted to have any particular like learnings about Planet O'Death.
I know Caitlin does offer herself as a lab assistant just to watch you in your prime, just doing your thing. Do you need any help holding things?
Yes, actually, if you hold that tray just there, and so what's going to happen is, and she'll be like pulling samples, and there'll be a few moments of like, and look, there's a microscope there. You see, just there, that little flicker. That is what we've been looking for. That is the key, and it's just like a whole new sort of lightness behind the eyes that you've not seen before. But she will have like piled a bunch of stuff in your arms of like, oh yeah, if you could hold that steady. And she'll have only taken a couple of tools, and then she'll have completely forgotten that she's got you holding that stuff, and then bumbled off to another corner of the lab to grab another thing. Oh, you can put those down now.
Fine, sure. Anywhere?
Yes. Yeah, that's fine. I'll tidy it up later.
Nice. So I got a 10. So similar. What am I researching? Very sort of similar thing about, like, it is survival. So back on Terran, it's the sort of thing that when they wanted to test things for Mars, they took it out into the desert and the heat and the dust. And Felix's logic is basically the New York rule. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. So if we can survive the desert and the saline of the seas and the intense polar, so to try and be still working on computing and designing things, but also to make robots who could survive, bit like he's making his own Mars rovers basically, and then watching them like seriously heat up and being like, all right, okay, so obviously not that, while still having what I would say, for anyone who's ever played the Star Wars Fallen Order, there's one of the BB droids, which is a little like robot, like little eyes. That's what he's made for Hadley. It's just a tiny little robot which can kind of sit on his shoulder and observe, and little voice coming out of the speakers, and they are just with him constantly, being like, "That's research," and then Hadley's like, "Oh, are you going to put me in the desert?" Well, no, well, we're all going into the desert. Seems unpleasant, and I believe it will smell bad. Do you want orange tree? You know, I could give... No, I definitely don't want a nose. Thank you, Felix. I was like, oh, all right, okay. I guess we're not doing smell-o-vision. And so I think for all... And again, sort of like same with the NPCs, that everyone who'd been like, cool, here's the challenge of, can we design something that could survive... And can we make it multi-purpose? Can it survive the desert? And then can it be aquatic? No. What can we work towards? So it is a lot of computing, and it's especially with good friend Barold being like, you can't understand, Barold. If you build on sand, it's going to sink. I don't know what you want from me, Felix. Miracles, Barold, miracles. Yeah, I think a bit like Patricia, kind of coming out of his shell a bit. Also, it does help folks when people know that you're a criminal. When you're like, hey, that's the worst thing I've done. And also, you all seem okay with it? Great. Yeah, so... Yes, just generally also assisting anyone who needs, like... Again, that sort of like... I think seeing, like, Caitlin carrying the stuff, I was like, I could make you something that could carry... No, they're fine.
Fine, we're fine. Also, one of my specialisms is in pathology, so if anything that could help you with your botany research, just let me know.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We made some great strides with the mucus in the last place. So, yes, if we come across any biological mucus, then we should definitely work together again.
Any bacteria? There's nothing injured here. There's no doctor stuff. I'm just... let me do... Yeah, anything I can help with, like, scientific research.
Well, there's still there's still I believe in the sea, in the water, there are still going to be microorganisms there. I suppose we could take some samples.
That's fine. I'll get Charlotte to go fly me over to the sea. And
I think much like you, Charlotte's a little bit kicking his heels because he's like, well, I can't drive people to the death bits. And there's no one to talk to.
Oh.
So yeah, as soon as you kind of come over and you're like, we need to go here. Get in the spacefly van.
Fantastic. We are on a mission. We are on a mission to the Death Sea, which is slightly less dangerous than the Death Desert or the Death Polar.
Take the squid with you. Just drop it in. We'll see if it can survive the depths.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So we go to there, and then we also take some samples from the couple. There's a couple of like more arable like lakes in some of the areas. So we just get some like comparison samples of bacteria.
Road trip. It's all good. Yes, I was going a little bit stir crazy there.
You see, Delia has absolutely zero things to do.
I can relate. Yes. I think if I had hair, Delia would have been braiding it and unbraiding it.
Yeah.
It's been a real problem. I've been trying to focus on my work, and do you know how hard it is to stare down a microscope when there is an elderly lady plaiting your hair?
No.
Do we need to give Delia a job then?
So while we're away, try and get Delia to organise some sort of just like, I don't know, fun social night.
Hadley. Hadley. Delia is an anthropologist studying of society and people and how they talk and that kind of stuff. That makes sense, doesn't it? Hadley needs to. Well, Hadley knows how to talk, but you know what I mean. Interpersonal stuff.
I would love to learn. Scuttles down. Hello, Delia.
Oh, hello.
My name is Hadley. Like,
yes,
pinch her arm, like comes up. Like, nice to meet you.
It's lovely to meet you. I've heard some lovely things. I was waiting for you to come down my door. Come talk to me, please. Come talk to me.
What is your favourite word? Please tell me in great detail what its origins are.
One of my favourite words is plethora.
Oh.
It's a nice word to say, and it means many. So again, it has multitude in a word.
Plethora. I also enjoy that word, new best friend. That's just walks up. Like, well, there they go.
I feel like that definitely won't backfire in any way, shape, or form.
They grow up so fast. There goes my robot.
It's Delia's robot now.
Yeah, just... Cool. I think that is everything for diamonds. So, I think we go to the top of the initiative again.
Top of the round. So I'm going to draw the next card, which is a spade.
Ooh.
So that's going to go back round to scroll in. Memories from home.
Ooh.
So we're all going to roll a d8 for this one and see what we remember. Did anyone roll a 1? Nope. I rolled a 2. Did anyone else roll a 2?
I also rolled a 2.
Okay. Well, do you want to go first? Tell us about the places that birthed you.
Okay. So I think given the planet is so similar but extreme. So Charlotte grew up in fairly rural area. You know, it was one of these places where there's a kind of family business in agriculture, and it's sort of expected that people within the family are going to take on the business. And you know, it's fortunate for Charlotte that he did have his brother that could take on the that side of the burden. But kind of looking around this planet and even the habitable bits are not as habitable as the bits in Earth that are habitable. Like not as habitable as the uninhabitable bits in Earth. It's sobering to kind of look around and see, this landscape of what it's how different it is compared to the kind of farm that I say farm very loosely, like it's going to be a kind of agricultural operation sort of thing, but it's so if one of the prompts is what's your fondest memory in this place, and I think it's probably going to be just playing in the fields with his brother, and just the simplicity of it, just picking up a stick in the woods, and that's spaceship control, and having those first dreams of flying the stars, and then his brother picks something up and it's, oh no, it's a pitchfork, just wants to be on the farm. And I guess kind of bittersweet almost in that way, in that realizing that he had slightly bigger aspirations than many people in his family. And that was the kind of pivotal point at which he was like, no, I need to see more than this. And then looks around at the horrid desert around him and is like, I didn't need to see everything, maybe.
Oh no. For Patricia, I think she grew up in a similar not in the city and a slightly more countryside backdrop, but came from quite a large family, and they lived in the countryside because parents had good jobs and can afford to have a nice house in the countryside, rather than it being like this is where we grew up and we've not we do quiet local jobs that perhaps aren't paid as well as they should be. It was definitely we made our money and moved somewhere that's picturesque. But her main memory of growing up in this countryside place is actually going to her grandparents' cottage and spending time away from the rest of the family, who are loud and in your face and expecting things of you and telling you that you're doing stuff wrong and comb your hair and eat with both a knife and fork and all of these things. Getting away from all that and spending time in the potting shed with her grandfather, and just the simplicity and coziness and silence of hanging out with plants and slow nurturing, rather than everything being do it now, do it now, do it now. And I think there's just a moment on all of the planets that she takes, with all of the samples that she takes. She's not Wiccan or Druidic, or it's not a religious practice, but there is just a moment of hand to the ground. Just feel the earth, feel the soil, feel the sand, feel the whatever it is before you take whatever you're taking from it. Just that little moment of connection that comes from an internal spiritual place rather than an organized religious place. Hestia says that who rolled a 3 or a 4?
I have 4
for Caitlin.
Mandate.
Ooh.
It's I would say Mandate is one of the really interesting ones, but also one of the harder ones, I think, because you have to think about. So there's, again, one of the obvious mandates for a doctor is do no harm through that. And bringing that in, I mean, recent circumstances where a little bit didn't quite happen, go to plan. Dr. Jameson caused the death of 5 people through medical negligence and then tried to pin it on Caitlin, and she just keeps on thinking, well, if she'd sucked up in the moment, if she'd made petty men feel better about themselves, maybe he wouldn't have felt the need to do whatever he did, and then 5 people wouldn't have died through improper treatment, and then he wouldn't have then also tried to cover it up and then blame it on her, and then would have, ruined the lives of several promising junior doctors who had been right there. So kind of the feeling of, should I have done a small harm just trying to make sure to bring that in, do no harm. It's kind of affected how she deals with people a little bit and the situations that they're going into. She's always now going to be thinking about how much harm is harm. Is there a smaller harm for the greater harm? I don't want to do any. I want to save as many people as I can. There's also the Forester mandate, which is do unto the world as we have been gifted. Yeah, they're very old money. They are a scientific dynasty. But one thing about the Foresters is that any time one of them gains a position, they use their funds to fund the education of someone else who's not a Forester in the field, to try and open that up. They can't have you can't gift a position from a Forester to another Forester. They know that they're possibly in the business of hogging too many places. So it's always trying to be conscious of your place in the world. and be one of the good ones. Yeah. When the fuck capitalism revolution comes, don't be on the wrong side of that.
Be a good Nepo baby.
Yeah.
Be a good Nepo baby. But it's kind of an interesting thought of kind of then just the negotiations of power, a lot of it, and how other people don't do that. But I think that's kind of one of the things that's got her into the counselling route then, is also just, dealing with, taking care of other people, the soft skills as well. So I think those are her two mandates. It's do no harm and I forgot how I verbalized the other one, but be the good.
Mm-hmm. Use your power responsibly.
Use the power responsibly, which sometimes does involve dragging Felix by the ear and sitting him down on his chair so I can go in, just make sure that nothing's gone and irritated his injuries. Shut up.
Fine.
Shut up. We have a look at that. If you're going to injure yourself in things, I need to go and check that. That is swollen.
I mean, just also like my hands are swollen as well from just soldering.
Okay. You're going to sit down and you're going to have a wine night and you're going to let me take care of this and then rest for 3 days, or I will sick Delia on you.
Oh, no. As I sort of glance over this mechanical head phrase, Salador is the most beautiful word in the English language. It means I love you in French. What?
Okay, I don't know what your mobile's doing. But yeah, just take care of that.
Okay.
Are you okay? Just in general?
Yeah.
Shut up, without the posturing.
And I think this leads nicely into what my thing is, which was number 6, things left behind. Where just Felix starts talking, and it's partway through, this wine glass comes in, and then she starts, yeah, I mean, I acted selfishly, I mean, for good reasons, but, I mean, it is affecting the one person I actually had, the one person who, sort of just as you also would tell me to shut up, and Maria seems to be doing fine. I just sort of kind of made her an accessory to theft, and I was a coward, rather than... And I also thought with my anger and my resentment at the universe, if I wasn't around someone I loved, then I wouldn't hurt them, but I have. Now I'm trying to do some good. Hopefully the stuff we're discovering is going to help. I mean, research about, extreme temperatures, which is probably going to come in effect again when... I went to Belgium when I was little, and it's a fine country. It's just... It's nothing now. It's just... I probably owed her more than a handwritten note. She got me through a lot of difficult... Again, and as we're saying, we're flashing to him, lying in bed, for days, in the dark. Just... also going, look, if you... literally, standing over him going, if you don't take the medicine, you're going to lose it. You understand? I don't care. He's why are you yelling at me? I'm in pain too. So yeah, just yeah. But she's fine. She's fine, and she's getting a book out of it. Probably never having to buy a beer again.
I'm gonna close that scene off just there, just for time.
I'll keep talking about my puppetry. I think I'm sliding.
I have no doubt we will hear more from Felix and his past. But let's scoot over to Sean for the next cue.
Yes.
Okay. So I've clicked that, and it is a heart.
Hurts
Hearts.
again.
So I'm on the wrong tab, but now
Yeah.
I'm
Roll a d20 for how long we're going to stay on the death planet.
Please only a half. Please only a half. Oh my god, 16 years.
Jeez!
God.
On Frog Planet and 16 on Death Planet.
There's so many cacti here that are so useful.
Maybe we just couldn't leave.
Maybe we had, maybe there's like a solar storm or something. Not solar, obviously, but
Yeah.
like there's some kind of space storm that meant we couldn't leave for a while.
Mm.
Wow.
I'm just adding this to my age. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I forgot to be calculated.
I can tell you what we've been doing.
Yeah, go on. So, what was it? We did 5 years.
5 years to get to the first planet, 1 year on the first planet, 3 years in torpor getting to this planet, and then another 16.
Jeepers creepers.
So 24 years onto your starting age.
24.
Oh gosh.
66, I think.
But is that
But that's obviously if we're pausing at certain points. Then
yeah.
That's, minus 17 years onto your thing, so 66, but looks 59.
Yeah. 54 but looks 51. That is a big
Yeah.
age like differential to spend on an awful have we didn't roll the prompt about somaforming for this planet. Have we
No, we didn't.
adapted? Is it so extreme that actually there's no point because each extreme would require a whole different somaforming if there's not a society here?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it took so long, because like we
Yeah.
had to keep somaforming for a different biome.
We have to
Right.
keep withdrawing. And then
Oh
being like,
god, so once
yeah.
we've been to like the desert bit, we can never go there again because we've now changed for the icy bit and then the
Yeah.
water.
I think we can go, but that will add into the time because Felix has to now make custom like equipment for us if we want to go back somewhere.
Right.
Can't semaform there again, so now Felix has to make custom equipment for us.
Take your fire suit. Just-
It's just like that awkward conversation one day when we've done like we've done a couple of trips there and back already, and we've been in like ice. We've been in Iceland, land of ice for like
Iceland.
maybe like a year or so, and Patricia is like a really gentle knock on the door. Maybe to the. No, I think maybe actually rather than Felix, maybe this is to Captain Charlotte, and you'll just get a Captain. I've got some good news and some bad news.
Okay, good. Please come, take a seat.
Thank you. Which would you like first?
Is there any way that the good news could be split in two so that we could in fact have it to begin and end?
Okay, no, I can work with that. I have made an excellent new breakthrough with one of the samples that I've been working on for the last couple of years. In some new research methods that I've been developing in collaboration with Dr. Forrester have really come through, and I think we're onto something very, very exciting.
Great.
The bad news is we're going to have to go back to the arid, hot desert of death again for the third time, and I'm a bit concerned about bringing this up to Felix. But the good news is, that generating water from the atmosphere may actually be something that is entirely feasible and will not entirely dehydrate the atmosphere as I previously thought it might have done. So this is actually quite important for hot climes.
Great. And don't feel too bad for Felix. We've been back once, so we've still got those suits, sure, unless of course Felix is cannibalizing the parts to have made the.
We do have limited resources, so actually I believe that is what he has been. And he's been doing great work talking to Dr. Forrester over the years. I just thought maybe it'd be better coming from you than me.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we've been getting fairly close these past few, decade or so. Yes, I'll talk to him.
Thank you. And she'll just scuttle off.
We'll rap on the door for Felix.
Again, you hear the sound of like blowtorch and then stop and like, yeah, door's open.
Great. Do I need any safety equipment?
Yeah. Hold on. Just like a hatch comes out, and you've been given like a visor. There you go. No, there's nothing radioactive. Got rid of that. Hold on. Airlock. Yeah, just in the engineering lab. Yeah. There's various like robot bodies around, but also working on. I mentioned this is Squid version 9, where it was like, yeah, we sent it under the ice and just like
it's bigger, it's better.
This one has turbo lasers. Yeah. Hey, Cap. What can I do for?
Well, Felix. Okay. There's no point in sugarcoating it. Okay. Is there any chance that we could relatively soon go back to the arid desert location? I realize that we've been back a couple of times.
Is this you or is this?
It's a crew-wide decision.
Right. Okay. The squid wiggles. Okay. Yeah. Hold on.
I mean, the plus side is that this research will give us some very valuable insights into. This is where I need the proper scientific people.
Yeah.
Water generation.
Water stuff. Yeah. That's Patricia making sure that she doesn't ignite with the water and sure. I mean, in the next, what time scale are we working on?
What would you suggest?
What are we thinking? We need the suits again. I could make the mole. Sort of gestures over to what it looks like. Basically, I'm trying to remember which Thunderbirds thing with the drill. I'm like, I can probably turn it around in is a month too long or?
I mean, maybe we can send out in waves and get something out sooner.
Looks to the mole. What do you think? I think we could do that. Hello, Captain. I'm the mole now. Hadley's taking over the.
Hi, Hadley.
Hi. The word for today is mangle. Mangle.
We'll look down at Felix's hand and.
Yeah. Just
one.
Yeah.
Well, let me know if you need anything. And
yeah. Good to.
Fuck capitalism.
Fuck capitalism. Good to see you.
Felix
works out he hasn't seen people in about a month. He's just been working. So he.
See you at wine night.
Yeah. I'll make it. I'll make it this time. Yeah.
I'll knock for you.
Yeah. Thanks, mate.
I think at a certain point, I think that in the road tripping that Caitlin and Charlotte are doing, finds this kind of area in one of like the more kind of nice places where we find some interesting plants that are actually doing some really good thing with like bacteria regeneration. So it's actually keeping the nutrients in the soil going, and it seems to be spreading out somewhere a little bit more. And so I would like to knock on Dr. Patricia's door and ask her if she would like to come and see this.
What? You discovered what now?
So we discovered some plants which seem to be actually giving back the nitrogen and oxygen into the soil, which is promoting some really good bacteria colonies, which seem to be like kind of regenerating it's not much, but it's just like
yes. Why we should be heading out straight away. Where is Felix on the environmental suits this time? How long will we have to wait?
We're good to go.
Oh,
I
excellent.
checked first.
Yeah, no, pretty much. Just don't fall into any crevasses or tear it, and you should be fine. Yeah.
Yes. Let me just get my sample bag, and she will scuttle around for about 20 seconds, and there's just like stuff is shoveled into a bag. There's like test tubes. There's little swabs. There's little tiny packets of something. Who knows? And a little like click clack toy as well. Great. Show me.
Fantastic. And I'd like to take her there, and then also take a picnic blanket and some desserts and a bottle of wine, and watch her do her thing and help. And then, I'm not going to interrupt a scientist at work, but when she's ready, I'm just going to kind of go, so I think you're really smart and clever and cute, and this doesn't have to be anything, but if you want us to be a thing, you're not paying attention to me.
This is exactly what we've been looking for. Like, face is just smeared with like little bits of soil just on the nose and cheeks. Do you know the breakthroughs that we can have with this? This is incredible. I can't believe you found this. I could kiss you. I won't.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. And she will. Like, complete sort of not realizing. I think there's a slight, there's still a bit of dissonance there. She doesn't, there's not like, she's totally for it. She's totally into it, but has not read the cues from you up until this point.
I'm cool. I am suave. I have been totally keeping it under wraps, and I haven't been being made fun of at all about it.
Like, everyone else on the ship has noticed apart from Patricia.
You didn't notice the music that Charlotte was playing on the right way out.
No, not at all.
It was just all Barry White.
Hadley's also like, Felix, their heart rate is increasing. And he's like, don't be poking around. I can listen to the comms. Nope. They're working through some stuff. It's just, I'll give you the talk later. Just let them be.
It's been a decade of tension.
It's been embarrassing, but yeah, I want to take Patricia to this one of these few nice areas, and I think after that we just kind of carry on with the research, but kind of being more aware of each other in the lab. If she's being particularly cute with some research, I'm just going to kiss her on the cheek and just wander off somewhere.
Oh, do we do the Grey's Anatomy thing of like, you've got like the shot of like lying in the bunk together, both staring at the ceiling and kind of pondering, and then you get the shot of like looking up at the ceiling we've drawn on the ceiling, and it's all like alchemical formulas and chemistry and like, yeah, trying to figure stuff out.
If we can go and activate that gene slightly more, we could use the pathogenic kind of like a benign virus to actually spread it to more areas.
Oh, but wait. Okay, we could do that. That might cause a catastrophic failure but if we bring in this element here and then... And
Gosh, you're so smart.
You're smart. You're brilliant. This never would have come together if you hadn't have...
We are worse than before.
Yeah. Nerds.
Right. 16 years.
16 years.
So Hearts is the slightly more open one. So did anyone have anything else that they particularly wanted to explore in this category? Light years with you, it's called.
I feel I've kind of sort of started, as I described, I've started like I said, it's quite funny. I looked up the Thunderbird's vehicle. It is actually called the Mole. So I think after the research where I have created like the mole, the squid, the hawk, so like different environmental things that we can, a mixture of Hadley being able to like take control, but we can also transport, and I think working with the captain being able to go, okay, so this could be automated or it could be piloted, other devices that can be. So yes, so now I just have like a plethora of animals here in the bunker. Yes, so that was my big. Also working on the suits, which I think is great. Like when you were off doing your mud thing, you're still in like hazmat suits, where you're like, I'm just covered in dirt.
Oh God, that was it. It's the I could kiss you, but I won't. And then Caitlin's like, yes, please, but we're both in suits. So it's just like, oh, I could kiss you, bump. Oh no. Wait.
Oh my gosh. Okay, super. Fine, sure. Not embarrassing at all. I maybe should have thought this out.
Though you do the very unscientific thing of taking your helmet off. You're like, well, we're having a picnic. I'm sure the fungus won't.
We are in one of the few nice areas. As long as we stand very still in this area.
I have calculated that actually the air here is tenable as long as we don't inhale it for more than 30 minutes at a time.
Okay, I can work with that.
I have a question about Hadley.
Yes.
16 years.
Yes.
How does Hadley feel about Hestia? 16 years of learning.
Yeah. I think having that, sort of like, for me, sort of like, no, thanks, Hestia. And Hadley's like, I could have done that quicker. Right, but you didn't. No, I just telling you I could have. Just so you know. Yeah, you're a supercomputer. I sure am. Yeah. I think I might need to flag that. Yes. Because Hadley's obviously got more personality than Hestia, but yeah, I don't think it's right. We should teach computers jealousy, but oh god, oh dear, beans. Who would? Honestly, folks, if only there was any example in any sci-fi about the difficulties of when computers start getting, as Hadley controls the robots and the vehicles, and it's also like, I think I could try cooking. I was like, no. There's a certain humanity to it. I didn't say that. No, you didn't. I'm gone now. Goodbye. The light's still on. I'm like,
so Hadley has been in several therapy sessions over the last 16 years. Everybody. So there's a lot of talk of just going. But the thing is that being part of a super intelligent being also means that being aware of the needs and the well-being of your companions. So, for example, Hestia enjoys her purpose of providing warmth and support for our ship. Yeah, we see Captain Charlotte, who can give things over to Hestia when needed, but then also is able to be the super fantastic pilot who can keep track of what all of us are doing. But everyone's in different roles in that support. So it's not that we want to dim your light, but for a human person, being stretched that far ruins their ability for flexibility, and also damages relationships between other people.
But so I don't need to be flexible. I'm perfect. I never tire. I just keep running.
I'm not talking about your capabilities. I'm talking about your emotions as a sentient creature.
Just a loud word from this. Like again, I think this is like version 8 of Hadley as she's become sort of. She's gained more tools and has become sort of like, it's probably about the size of like a 6-year-old child now. Just this metallic creature. Emotions. When you go into torpor, should I research more about emotions? Do I need to watch sad films, kissing films, films about vampires? Would that help me be more human?
Please don't. Okay, wait, maybe. Actually,
Maybe sad kissing films about vampires.
Thank you, Hestia. We will watch it together.
Homework is to watch the sad kissing film about vampires, but also I want you to watch a film about how people react badly to others having anger or jealousy or control, and then something about a movie where people engage in pro-social activity and they all come through and interact with it better. And I will start naming films that I know totally because I know films.
I also would like, please feel free to put in the chat film what films that just again I left her with the first Mario Brothers when I went in, and now I'm just like, look here, you can have access to. Have you seen Totoro? It's gonna make you don't watch Grave of the Fireflies though. That's gonna give you the wrong idea. It's a bit like in Fifth Element where you get to W and like war, and you're like, how have you not picked up on anything else in the alphabet until you got to that? Like
Killing,
apocalypse,
murder.
Yeah.
Which is just the beautiful mundanity. As kind of previously said, Charlotte has not got a lot to do in this except when people want to be ferried around. So you've probably started to see a little bit more humour coming through. He started out and he was fairly business-like, very, very kind of professional. But you've started to, hear kind of just going over on the tannoys, just this is your captain speaking. We're about to experience some mild turbulence from the horrific sandstorm of death that is approaching us. Please do not open any windows, or you will lose your eyes. Apologies to Felix.
It's just like thumbs up to the speakers.
Bless.
And yeah, just kind of that sort of thing. Just keeping himself sane just by messing with things and having a little bit more humor involved in his role.
I feel like Captain Charlotte gets a report from Hestia at some point, just in the daily status reports, just kind of noting that over the past week there've been a couple of unusual logons and accesses to her systems. Nothing has been changed, nothing has been done, but I feel like it's just Hadley's just gone, can I? Oh, I can.
It's fine.
Okay, so the last card is clubs. So memories and mementos that we have taken from the horrible, horrible world of death. That's rolling a d4. Every planet brings its own beauty and challenges and leaves its mark on you. What do you keep from each world to crystallize your memories? I should actually roll. Okay. So, who rolled a 1? Oh, I did.
Okay.
Okay. So, I think that one of the things that we take is one of those flowers and its bacteria colony. Yeah. Once we determine that taking it won't damage the area around it, because there are several others, that we take a sample back home into our labs to study, and it's got its own little kind of shelf and pride of place in the labs. We are adding to this whole garden area.
Yeah.
I
rolled a 2, so that kind of leans into mine. Mine actually was so 2 is for fauna. Like, what fauna do you take with you? I feel like it is the bacteria. I feel like it's not just like, here is a microscope plate. I feel like we have like a specific colony, and we've weirdly named like elements of this bacteria colony, and it's become like in a weird way like a pet. Like, what is Carter up to today? What is Merryweather up to today?
Fred 1 and Fred 2 seem to be competing for that one piece of nitrogen.
What did you get, Sean?
I got a 2 as well.
I also got a 2. So
so much fauna.
Yeah.
Life finds a way.
On Death Planet.
Okay, I'll jump in. So I think for Charlotte, it is probably there was that one kind of well, not one, but there was a memorable mission when Caitlin and Charlotte went to kind of one of the more sea covered areas and would have found some organisms kind of living in the sea, and this was kind of a memorable one for Charlotte, because I feel like maybe, I don't want to make decisions for you, Talia, but maybe they got to talking a little bit about your feelings for Patricia. So it was just quite a nice little bonding moment, and yeah, just quite a nice one. And it was nice to see these relationships kind of blossoming in the ship while on Doomworld.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And my fauna is after a mission where I sent the mole like deep down. I got the report back from Hadley. He was like, "Don't worry, Felix. I've managed to find some ore, and I've also found a friend." And he's like, "What?" And come back, and it's like, for us, it's like a naked mole rat. You know, this tiny sort of like pink little mole creature, and he's like, "No, I don't think this." Hadley 7 is like, "But I love them. Isn't that not right? Did you not say I should have a pet?" And it's like, "Right, what do you want?" "Its name is Gus." It's like, all right. So Hadley sort of like goes, having tinkered with themselves and made like a little like container that there's like a little dome in Hadley 8's body, which has little Gus that Hadley feeds, and it's like, "I think the importance of me understanding life will also help me from not killing all of you. That is a joke. Ha ha!" Backs out of the room, finger gun. Shouldn't have taught them the finger guns. Boom, boom, boom. All right, this is your chief engineer. Just a heads up. Hadley has brought a living creature onto the ship. It seems to be some sort of burrowing mole. Docs, if you could try and talk to them, maybe we might need to get some jabs or something. I don't think there's a parasite, but we probably should check. Bing bong. Hands up.
I finally have a job.
I hear a scream down the corridor. And
I think what we also do with our flora, fauna, fungi terrarium is also that we probably add some extra layers in, so that naked mole that can have a dig and a play in the soil.
Yes.
And then come back and have a nice sleep at night, and then have it stay in the soil. And there's a conversation about it will not have good quality of life in you permanently. They need space to dig around.
I could fill myself with soil.
You're not big enough, my darling, but you can watch it and then you can play with it when it's out. Nope. Behave. Nope.
Literally,
Nope.
Hadley has now got a tail where the eyes start strobing, and you're like, "Mischief." Felix, I'm thinking about being enormous. Would that work? No. Literally, like, pans over where I'm just in the dress. No, you're not filling yourself with soil. That's just, you're a bad dad. I'm like, I'm not your dad.
Your toddler's being stupid again.
Brain the size of a planet. And you're like, I know, kid, I know.
We love
Right.
life on this planet.
16
years. Right.
We do need to roll to see how many years we travel. Talia, I was going to say, could you roll it?
Oh.
Okay.
Finally been able to leave the planet. We've finally got all the information from the cacti that we need.
You won't like the number I rolled.
God.
19.
Oh, criminy.
But we don't age 19 years because we're in torpor.
No, but the people in the world behind us.
Yeah.
43, I think.
43 years.
73.
I'm now 71. By Earth terms.
74.
Yeah.
Still looking in my 40s.
75.
86.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the wonderful fun and chaos that was tonight's show. If you enjoyed tonight, we play D&D every Monday and Tuesday from 6 p.m. UK time. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There'll be a link in chat now. Do join them. Every penny helps us make all of the content we do, and we'll also be sharing the group rules for this game with our Patreon subscribers, so even more reason to join us. Big thanks again to our sponsors and supporters, and don't forget, we're all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Thank you for watching, and see you soon!